Before I think about the future, though, and election years are about the future, let me first reflect a bit on the past. Just over a year ago, I was being sworn into office as your United States Senator by a Vice President by the name of Joe Biden. Now, most every week, at least when I'm in Washington, I join other Republican senators and have lunch with Vice President Mike Pence. To discuss today. 2016 I would characterize as a year in which promises were made. 2017, a year of promises kept. So in 2017, there's no other way to put it. We took a chainsaw to federal regulations in Washington. My team recently told me about a Twitter account called A Crime a Day. There's a lawyer that's actually been combing the Federal Register to come up to identify some real but entirely silly regulations. And he's cataloged so many of these things. And these have taken your tax dollars, they've robbed your freedoms, they've constrained dreams, they've inconvenienced countless Americans. And I have a few sort of extraordinary examples that I'd just like to share with you. One example, there are regulations that state it's a crime to sell canned fruit cocktail if the cocktail contains less than 2% cherry. It's a federal crime to release a bird into a house to scare another bird out of the house. What? All right, sound like the bird one got a little more of a lift, so we'll continue along those lines. There are regulations that prevent falconry without a falconry license. Maybe it's a highly dangerous activity that needs to be regulated out of Washington, D.C., but maybe not. This one, surely there can be no defense for this one. It's a crime to use a falconer's falcon in a movie that's not about falconry. Look, these silly examples, they illustrate a broader point of what we're dealing with here. In the last year or so, that's why we cut the Federal Register, the compilation of all these federal regulations, by 1/3. 34,000 pages of regulations. Okay? Yeah. We saved Americans in the process $60 billion in the first year. Saved taxpayers and rank and file Americans 10.7 million hours of paperwork. All I can say is to firm up your resolve, folks. Stay involved. Keep knocking those doors. Keep working the phones. Give your change to people you believe in. Keep the faith. If you're a candidate, keep working till the end. Leave everything on the field. And know that God will continue to smile on the United States of America. Thanks so much for having me.